Welcome to Season 5 of Far Reach Voyages, where we share our love of sailing and adventure travel. Whether I use a celestial flight reduction or a GPS fix, I plot our location twice a day on my paper passage chart. I enjoy seeing our progress revealed, as well as running my hands over the paper chart. I often study the hydrography and compare our location to previous voyages. I can't imagine doing it all electronically, as it would create too much separation between me, the far reach, and the environment. If we make it too easy, what's the point? About 07:20 on December 12th. We're about 300 miles north of Virgin Islands, something like that. 350, I think. Crazy night. Had to drop the jib about 1:30 and raise the staysail. So this is supposed to hold for the next day or so. About 18 gusting 20, 16 gusting 20. And then it's supposed to start increasing to 20 gusting 25 to 28, squalls to 30. I had a squall last night that sort of surprised me. They weren't calling on them, and I had written in my logbook I couldn't see the stars off to starboard, so I figured there were some clouds there. It was dark. And sure enough, it wasn't a terrible squall or anything, it was just a rain squall. But it surprised me and rushed out up there on deck. That's when I decided to go ahead and drop the jib. And I'd probably just carry on under staysail right now and not be in a hurry. Not really in a hurry anyway, but there is reinforced trades arriving on Monday night. I'm not going to make it into BVI before that. Not BVI, over the North Bank at the BVI to the USVI. But the less I have to be out there, the better. So I'll just, not pushing it, but definitely trying to maintain some momentum. See how it goes. Always protect the ship first. Very beautiful morning. Maybe 70 degrees. That's about it. I think it's time to get some breakfast. We're close reaching again. A little rain, plenty of spray. Washing some salt off the deck. Always nice. See how that Cape Horn wind vane just works great. Got about 10,000 miles on this one. Control lines run down through the lazarette and then to the steering quadrant that I left on the rudder post from when we had wheel steering. And then engage it right here with these lines. Pretty well balanced right now. So it's about 10:20 on Sunday, the 12th. We're about 400 miles from the north bank of the British Virgin Islands. Cross over that and go to U.S. Virgin Islands because the pandemic restrictions in the BVI are more stringent or more difficult to set up from an unknown arrival date than to go to St. Thomas, and then if we want to go to BVI, we'll just work the procedures and sail back over. Oh, there's a little blue water sailing. Can't let the cameraman get wet now. Well, that's probably enough. Never get bored of watching it though. This is Monday the 10th or the 13th of December. About 0740. I listened to Chris Parker's weather this morning. We're about 240 miles north of the Virgin Islands. Wind's blowing east-northeast at about 22 knots, I guess. What do you think? Looks like 20, 18 gusting 22. Seas are about 6 feet, slowly building. Conditions aren't terrible, just a little uncomfortable, especially on a beam reach. Running downwind would be pretty good. Kind of a long night. Not easy to do anything, just ride along. Still reef, double reef mainsail and the staysail. I picked a waypoint. It's about, oh, I don't know, 100 miles south of us, and then we may not have to go all the way to that, but I'll turn and then I'll be running southwest on a broad run. And we may drop the mainsail this evening and just ride the staysail down to the waypoint and then just carry the staysail on into Virgin Islands. Squall activity is supposed to increase. Wind is actually supposed to increase, pick up more tonight and next night. But just doing time speed calculations, looks like barring any changes, we'll cross over the north bank of the British Virgin Islands just to the west of Anegada before light, maybe on Wednesday morning, and then we'll be protected somewhat. We'll still have the wind, but the seas will diminish. We'll just have a chop. Water's about 250 feet deep there. You're kind of in the archipelago at that time. Eventually, depending on our timing and other factors, I could just go down to St. John, and pick up a mooring somewhere, or push on right through the Virgin Islands, right, pass through the British Virgin Islands, Tortola to the east, West Van Dyke to the west, and keep on going, leaving St. John to the east, and then probably go through Current Cut. Christmas Cove would be on the east. I could slip in there if I wanted, or then just carry on down the coast to St. Thomas. All depends on what time we actually get over the north bank. It's still 35-40 miles to St. Thomas from there, and I can't do that in the dark. So we'll just see how it goes. We have a plan. I mean, if I had to, I could cross North Bank and anchor over in Anegada. I'm not cleared for the BVI, but I could just anchor as part of a refuge, and I think I'd be fine. But if it's early enough, I'll just carry on. We had a great run yesterday. We made 140 miles in 24 hours, just configured exactly like this. Not too bad. Sorry about that. Gives you an idea of the motion here. This was my first trip down, 2015, with my sister. Came out to the BVI, and then my last trip was down like this, the BVI. And this trip is up here, and we crossed our outbound path. That's our inbound path, yes, a couple of days ago. And then last night we crossed over the same track, the track that I left in 2018, and we're here, and we need to go here. So the wind's coming this way, and I don't want to cut too soon, because if the wind shifts, I'll be close reaching in higher winds than I have now, and I don't want to do that. So I kind of picked this as a waypoint right there. Sail down here this afternoon or today, and somewhere in here I'll decide, and then we'll drop the main, put it in the gallows, strap it down, and just carry the staysail in a southwesterly direction towards the west of Anegada. And here's the north bank. Tortola right there, and then St. John and St. Thomas. We'll just cut through. I know these waters pretty well, and that'll give us some protection from all the trades. We'll have the land and the reefs there to quiet things down, so people won't get civilized. That's the plan. Join us in the next episode as my plan to cut through the British Virgin Islands to gain protective shelter as a major weather event unfolds comes unhinged,
and a mad scramble takes place to prevent the Far Reach from being seized by BVI Customs and Immigration. If you enjoyed this episode of Far Reach Voyages, let us know in the comments. Also, consider liking and subscribing, as it tells us you would like to see more videos and it helps the channel grow. See you next episode.